This is a new topic that everyone's been debating. Look, I don't think there's a necessity. I don't think there's the appetite to put boots on the ground in Cuba. I think some of this happens organically. I think the system is in the process of collapsing because it's a socialist regime, and those experiments never work. Note Mayor Mondami. But listen, if it happens that there's a regime change there, we don't need American troops there. I don't believe we do. I think that will happen, and they'll be looking to change things, and maybe they'll be driving vehicles, that were manufactured later than 1952, very soon, and that would be great. Look, they're a close neighbor. They're 90 miles from Key West. I mean, they're a close neighbor, and it's in our neighborhood in the hemisphere. The president, because of his strong leadership, brought together the Security for the Americas new initiative to take care of narco-terrorists and ensure that in our hemisphere we're safe and secure, and there's so many countries bought in on that. Cuba will be a big topic of discussion, and we hope that it works out well. But should we be sending a bunch of American troops there? I don't think there's a necessity for that. So that answers the question. No, the hostilities and the military operation in Iran is limited in its scope. The president has said as recently as several hours ago that it will be over soon. It's been remarkably successful. I think I saw the number, over 5,000 targets struck in that country. The leadership of the country, the regime, has been turned over to a next generation. Who knows how long that will go? But they're holding the people back. They've killed tens of thousands of their own citizens, and importantly, for America, the reason this is in America's interest is because they were going to strike us. And they have been at war with us. Iran declared war on us for the last 4 decades. They said they wanted to wipe Israel off the face of the map, and they wanted to hit us as the great Satan. They've killed American citizens. They have fired upon our service members over there and our installations enough. But I think that this current operation was, by design, limited in scope and in mission. I think the mission is being achieved, is nearly completed, and the commander-in-chief himself said in the last 24 hours they will come to a close. So gas prices will readjust after that. Most of this is because the Strait of Hormuz has been closed by the regime down there, but it will be reopened, and it will take a couple of weeks, but gas prices will come back down. Remember, they were down almost $2.50 a gallon on a national average under President Trump, when under Biden they were at almost $5 a gallon. So this is a temporary blip in an extraordinary trend of a return to American energy dominance. The evidence speaks for itself, and it will continue to. Olivia. And we would be remiss if we did not address the shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security right now. Over the weekend, 2 aspiring terrorists, as you've seen, threw homemade bombs into a crowd of protesters in New York City. I won't even comment on how badly the media has misled the American people with coverage of that story, but let's talk about the reality. The more important point is that 2 terrorists nearly killed dozens of people with bombs, and the agency of the government that is specifically tasked with defending our homeland from exactly those types of threats is currently shut down, thanks to Democrats in Congress. Those bombs never exploded, thanks be to God, and countless lives were spared. But one of the attackers allegedly told police after the attack that he hoped that it would, quote, be even bigger than the Boston Marathon bombing. There was an alleged attack, a terror attack in Austin, as you know, 2 weekends ago. A bomb threat at an airport in Kansas City on Sunday. And the Department of Homeland Security is warning that the U.S. is susceptible to lone wolf and sleeper cell terror attacks on our homeland. And again, I'll repeat, all the critical agencies like CISA, the agencies that monitor bio threats and attacks on our critical infrastructure like CBP and the Coast Guard, they're all shut down right now because Democrats, as usual, are playing games. They're playing games with people's lives. We got other critical agencies like FEMA and TSA that are unfunded, experiencing significant staff shortages, and that's why travelers around the country have felt already the unfortunate effects. This weekend, airports reporting record wait times. All of that is because of the Democrat shutdown. If you missed a wedding or a funeral, you're worried about missing your flight for spring break this week, you have Democrats to blame. The Republicans have done our job. And Democrats are also to blame for the tens of thousands of TSA agents who continue to show up to work despite not having their paychecks. Those are hardworking people. They got families. They got bills to pay. They have real, regular lives, mouths to feed. And they protect our skies, and they ensure our airports are functional, and yet Democrats are blocking their paychecks. And here's the big question. Why are they doing it? Why would they do that? They know all these things are happening. Why would they do it? It's very simple. They keep showing us over and over. Why is FEMA unable to process new grant applications for natural disasters? Why are our airports so congested and unreliable? Why is our homeland so vulnerable to threats? The answer is simple, because Democrats have made the conscious political decision, crazy as it is, by word and by deed, to protect criminal illegal aliens over hardworking American citizens. That's it. Democrats have dragged the American people through multiple shutdowns now. First, to protect, remember last time, in the longest shutdown in history, last fall, their argument was they wanted to protect health care benefits for illegal aliens, and now they've jeopardized the security of every American citizen to keep criminal illegal aliens in our country. They want to fight the Department of Homeland Security and the rule of law. It's wrong and it's dangerous, and we pray that the Senates and the Democrat put the safety of their constituents over the demands of the far-left radical base in their party that they run in fear of, and vote to reopen the Department of Homeland Security immediately.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.